Hello, Chip GT here, and in the previous video we ran all the wiring that we needed in the back box and got that ready to go. In this video we are going to be mounting the full DMD and speaker panel and back glass monitor. So without any further delay, let's coin in and push that start button. First, I started by aligning the DMD and speaker panel into the back box, with the hinges lining up with the front lip at the lower panel of the back box. I wanted the panel to rest on the side rails of the cabinet when in the open position, so that I didn't have to worry about the hinges bending over time. This makes the hinge stick out just a little from the lower panel, but with the coloring being black, it really blends in and you can't tell. I made sure that there was also a 2mm gap between the side panels and the DMD and speaker panel, and marked where the holes needed to be with a punch. I drilled them out and then installed number 8 1/2-inch washer slotted wood screws and used a crescent wrench to tighten them down. I then lifted the speaker panel into the closed position to see how the hinges looked and made sure that they were really tight and were not in a position where the hinges would bend. Stern DMD and speaker panels are not necessarily flush with the back box. They actually recline back about 80 degrees. To find the best angle for your panel, make sure the upper bend on the upper flange is pointed straight up. I use this as a guide to determine where the lock bar should go. I marked out the holes with a punch, drilled out the holes, and then again used the number 8 1/2-inch screws to tighten it down. The wood was still a little warped at this point, and these screws and the lock bar helped bring it back into place. I also made sure the locking mechanism with key worked. I found out that I had to bend the locking feature just a little so it wouldn't rub on the lockdown bar. This allowed for smooth opening and closing. I then ran an HDMI and power cable up to the DMD monitor and plugged it into an SNES Mini to test it. It turned out looking really good. Next, I designed and printed a speaker standoff so the speakers wouldn't touch the foam we installed in episode 11. This standoff is designed with a flat side. The flat side goes along the side of the mount plate that has a flange. I installed the speakers with the connection points facing down when in the closed position. Then, using 8 washers and nuts from episode 10, with links are in the description, I made sure the speakers were good and tight. I don't have the audio amp just yet, and I will cover that in another video. But for now, the speakers are ready to go. I was thinking about how to go about mounting the monitor in the back box that's going to be the back glass. And I remembered thinking, I have this dual monitor setup here. And if I were to take out this link here and take out these two links, and then maybe make a mounting bracket here and another mounting bracket here. But this would actually be a nice way to get the monitor in and out because it swivels. So I'd be able to swivel the monitor in and out to access the back of it because we're not able to open the back part of the cabinet. So this was given to me by Nate, aka No One, and this is a Wally dual monitor setup. This is a scrap pick, so he got this from a dive into a dumpster or on a scrap day, and picked this up. Asked if anybody needed it. I said I might, and then I bought my widescreen monitor, so I ended up not using it. So I think this will be a good use for this. I'm going to go ahead and start taking it apart. Then this piece comes off, goes onto the monitor, and we can just slide it on there. And then there's this little lock nut. Put this nut on the top, and it keeps the monitor in place. So I think that this will work out for me. I just got to make some kind of attachment at the bottom here. So there's 4 screws in here that go into a desk. I think I might use those 3 small ones, make like a wood mounting plate, and then using some of the leftover wood, I might make another mount for up here just to kind of help stabilize the weight of it standing upright like this going down. So I'm going to go make that and I'll be right back. Future Chip GT here. This is not the only way that you can go about making your back glass monitor mounted. There are plenty of other guides online where people will actually cut pieces of wood and they'll use those pieces of wood to mount to the back of the monitor, and then that piece of wood will then mount to the sides or it'll mount to the top and bottom. There's a load of different ways to do it. This is just the approach I took because it was free. I made this little mount plate here. I've drilled 4 holes into the middle, and then there's 3 holes here. It'll screw into the bottom of the dual monitor setup. And then for the top, I made this. This is kind of a rough cut, but this is just some scrap wood and then some screws here that'll drill into the top and kind of hold everything in place. So let's get that all hooked up now. I think I'm going to need to loosen up this top piece here so that we can get this aligned, and then put it in there. I'm going to take that alignment bolt out. I don't think we'll use this anymore because we only need one. We don't need both. From the center of this hole to the center of this mount, when it's all the way over, so it's like from this hole here is the center, and then from here is the center. It is exactly 8 inches, almost exact. So if I take the center of this shaft to the center here, and it's 8 inches, then we're perfectly lined up. So go there. I marked it kind of slightly, just a little bit. So if I can get this right about there, that's going to be dang near perfect. Few extra turns just to make sure it's really tight, because this has got to support the full load of the monitor on the other side. Now I might take this piece here, put it on just so I don't forget, and then from bottom to the top, 7.5. That's like right up there. That's where the center point
needs to be of this mounting bolt. So I'm putting the mounting bolt out like this so that if I need to adjust it in the future, I can. And that lines up really, really good. You see how it's wobbling here? See how it wobbles down like that? That's why we're going to have this kind of right here. We're just going to put this right here to help kind of support the load of the monitor because we don't have a counterweight on this side. So let's get this in there. I'm not going to go up the whole way, but I'm going to go up the most. And I already attached the mount to the back of this monitor. These are just standard mount screws that came with this. I'm going to tighten them in real quick. I'll mount this guy by sliding it. Just put it on. There we go. There we go. And then let's see about where we are here. So it looks like we're riding just a little high. We need to bring down that mount. We have to bring down the mounting bolt there down just a little bit and take the monitor off. This is what you call just test fitting. Test fitting till we get it right. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Okay, so this is going to be a super tight fit. So I've actually got to angle this monitor down a little bit. We're going to put the bottom in first and rotate everything kind of up. There we go. That's it. We'll have room for our glass right here. This will come up. There we go. Wiggle it a little bit. We've got plenty of room for the glass. And the glass, this monitor will sit like right on the glass. It'll lay kind of right on the glass. And it'll be perfect in the middle because it lines up perfectly, just like that. That's gonna work. That turned out really nice. Alright, I'm gonna run some wires up from the bottom. This will take HDMI, but I'm gonna just use this. This is what I have on hand. There we go. Now we're gonna need a way to keep these wires up here at the bottom so that this will come in nice and flush and we don't have to worry about it. And I think I'm gonna tidy in the wires for the lower monitor down here as well into one clip right here. But we're not done running all of our umbilical wires yet. We still have to run one wire up to the corner for a knocker. So I have this black and red. This is just power to go to the knocker. I mean, you only need 2 wires to run a solenoid, and this is a good gauge for something that's running 12 volts. I'm just going to put a couple of clips in here. So I'm going to put a clip kind of to the top here. I'm going to put one down here at the bottom that this expansion port will plug into, and now I'm going to do 1 mega clip. And I think that'll be all the wires that we need to tidy, with the exception of power. I'm going to 3D print an adapter here. We're going to put the audio amp here that I have on order. It's not in yet. I went ahead and I put clips on the bottom of these speakers, and I ran some wire for the right and to the left to go to that audio amp. So the only thing that we have to plug into that audio amp is just power going down and I think we'll be able to build our wire loom in the next episode. So I'm going to go ahead and tidy up, and I'll cut it here and we'll come back. Okay, so I put in a clip right there. Those wires are going to be for a knocker motor in the future. And I brought it down and tied it in with a clip right here. This is the female end of the back glow up there, so if I want to plug something in there in the future I can. I carried this over and ran it across the bottom. I disconnected this for now because we've got to get the TV back in here. But I think everything is pretty much run and ready to be buttoned back up. So I'm going to put this down so that we can button this back up, just to kind of show you how easy it is. So first I'm going to take the monitor and kind of rotate it in place, and with the bottom kind of angled down, it gets me in line with this, and then I'll push this forward, bring this bar up so that this mates with it, and then it's just a little bit of a wiggle game here. Now there's enough of a gap there. The glass will be in here, and when we go to put the glass in, it'll go right up into this groove and then set down just like that, right in there. And then this monitor will be up against the glass on the top, and the pressure there will kind of help hold the glass in place a little bit without breaking the glass. So with that, I think this is a good stopping point. We got the monitors mounted. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out so far. In the next video, we're going to put the main monitor back in. We're going to put the glass in here. We're going to hook up all the lights that are in the back box. We're going to hook up the beacon. Everything will be hooked up, and we're going to test it. So if you found this video truly entertaining, please give it a like, please subscribe, ring the bell so you know when the next video comes out. Share this video with your friends to help my channel grow. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next one.